Looking for new books to read? Local authors Liz Fenton and Lisa Steinke are here with this month's book club picks. Ooh, I'm so excited. Ladies, good morning.
Hi.
Happy Monday.
Maury, happy belated birthday.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'm so glad that's over. I'm like ready for like the new chapter. One of my goals this year is to read a book. One of these days I will, ladies. Take me through what are our choices. Who's starting today?
So I'm starting with a love story for you. It's called The Love Proof. And it is about a woman named Sophie. She's a physics prodigy, and she is determined to unlock all the secrets of the world when she gets to Yale. But then she meets Jake, and they have an instant connection. They fall hopelessly, deeply, madly in love. And she starts to stop focusing on her studies and more on Jake. And then she has a traumatic event and she's forced back into her studies, and she's determined to prove that lovers belong together in any time frame. And she does. And it is an amazing story about fate and time and first loves. Highly
Okay.
recommended.
Okay. I like love, love. Is one of your emojis a heart?
It is this time, and I did
Okay.
it just for you.
Okay, thank you. We just make that
um,
one easy. All right, what else
I
do you
mean,
have?
yes, right. And I've got a clock because of time, and it has a lot to do with this story. It spans over several decades. And a light bulb because she solves a very important equation in her life.
Okay, got it. Love, love, love. Our next book. What's my next choice?
It is the Office of Historical Corrections. Now, this is actually a collection of short stories and a novella. Now, the title novella, the Office of Historical Corrections, imagines if the US government had such a department whose sole purpose was to go and correct any historical inaccuracies. Now, when a Black agent goes rogue and heads to a small town and erects a plaque, talking about something that happened many, many years ago to a Black man when his house was burned down, and actually names the people who were involved. The department sends another officer to investigate what really happened, and the answers are very complicated. It's a really thought-provoking story about U.S. history and who the truth of that and who has the right to tell it.
All right, and your emojis for this?
So the
Oh,
first one is a house,
a house.
and then also a fire. I'm really going
Yeah.
obvious. And then also the scales of justice, just because I think it's very thought provoking. I finished it about a month ago, and I still find myself thinking about it and the lessons that I learned about justice and truth.
Okay, so we got the love, we got something with justice. What is this next book? I'm intrigued by the title.
The Kindest Lie.
Uh-oh.
It's a book of the month pick, and it is very, again, another really thought provoking novel. This tells the story of Ruth, who's an Ivy League educated Black woman, and she's married, and her husband is itching to have a baby, but she's a little hesitant because there's a secret she hasn't told him. She
Uh-oh.
got pregnant when she was 17, and she was forced by her grandmother and her older brother to give that baby up for adoption.
Oh.
And so she goes back to that factory, small town with a lot of factory workers in Indiana, and she starts searching for the son that she gave up.
Oh.
And during the course of that, this is the year 2008. Obama's just come into the presidency. The recession is, we're on the cusp of that, and she is met with a lot of racial tension in the town. And it's a really good story to read right now, especially. Highly recommend
Okay,
this.
okay, this sounds good. What are the emojis for this?
So I did the guy with who has the secret,
Mm-hmm.
because there's a lot of secrets in this, and then I did the brain. This is the first. We haven't used the brain yet, but
It's an ugly emoji,
it
kind of.
kind of is, but it's important because it's just like, why can't Black and white people understand each other? That's kind of what
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
thought of when I was picking these emojis. And then the prayer, because sometimes you just got to have faith that it's going to work out.
I love. Okay, our final. Did we get to our? No, we have one more book.
One more. This is If I Disappear. So this is a suspense novel, and it is about a woman who has things are not going well for her in her life, and she becomes obsessed with this true crime podcast and the podcaster. Now, when the podcast abruptly stops, she actually heads to this very small town and gets a job at the woman's family ranch trying to figure out what happened to her. And it's when she gets some answers, they are really crazy. So it's told in a really interesting narrative that immediately pulled me in. So if you're in a reading slump, I think this is a great book to get you out of it.
A reading slump. What does a reading slump mean?
It means like you haven't really liked anything you've been reading
okay.
lately. Like maybe you've like DNF'd a couple things. It means you stop reading in the middle of it.
Okay.
Do not finish.
Do not. Thank you.
Got it.
Thank
Okay.
you.
What are the emojis, ladies, for this one?
Okay, so the first is a mic because it's the main thing is it is podcaster. The second is a horse because she goes to this ranch and she's riding horses. And I feel like there's a lot of horses going on. And then I also wanted a new emoji. So I picked the puzzle piece because it's particularly like the last third of the novel. There is a lot of puzzle pieces being put into place. And I did not guess the ending. It was good.
I love it. Okay, I have a choice. I picked one.
Okay.
The Kindest Lie. Kindest Lie.
Oh,
that sounds good.
This is very good, and I'm determined that you're going to read this. We have to send this to you. This is going to be the first book you're going to be able to read.
It's going to be the first one, along with all the first ones that I've been saying I'm going to read. One of these days. You know what? When we can return on going on vacations again, it is really, truly a goal of mine to sit by the pool and read one of these books, and we will get there soon.
You will.
Thank you, ladies. Good to